On April 28, 2025, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, joined by border czar Tom Homan, delivered a high-profile press briefing focused on the Trump administration border security agenda and the evolving nature of White House media relations. This event, held on the 99th day of President Trump's second term, marked a pivotal moment in both policy, communication, and the administration's strategy for engaging with the American public and the press. This detailed report examines the key themes, policy announcements, rhetorical strategies, and broader implications of the press conference, drawing on statements from Leavitt, Homan, and the questions raised by both traditional and new media outlets. The context: a new era for White House briefings, expanding media access. Leavitt opened the briefing by underscoring a significant shift in the White House's approach to press access. She described the event as the administration's first official influencer briefing, emphasizing the inclusion of social media personalities and independent journalists alongside legacy media. This, she asserted, was a response to the changing ways Americans consume news and a deliberate effort to dismantle the monopoly of traditional DC-based press corps. Tens of millions of Americans are now turning to social media and independent media outlets to consume their news. And we are embracing that change, not ignoring it. It's well past time that the White House press operation reflected the media habits of the American people. In 2025, not 1925, Leavitt's remarks signaled the administration's intention to bypass what it views as a hostile or out-of-touch mainstream press, instead cultivating a direct relationship with a broader and more ideologically diverse set of media voices. Main theme: border security and immigration enforcement, fulfilling campaign promises. The central policy focus of the briefing was border security, which Leavitt described as the fulfillment of a core Trump campaign promise. She asserted that President Trump had acted in record time to end the massive illegal invasion and secure our nation's southern and northern borders, contrasting this with what she characterized as the failures of the previous administration. Leavitt accused the Biden administration of having allowed millions of criminal illegal aliens into the country, including vicious gang members, murderers, and rapists. She claimed that the Trump administration approach was fundamentally about enforcing existing immigration laws and restoring order at the border. Executive order targeting sanctuary cities. A major announcement was the impending signing of an executive order by President Trump aimed at identifying and targeting sanctuary cities' jurisdictions that limit cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. Leavitt explained that the order would instruct the Departments of Justice and Homeland Security to pinpoint localities where law enforcement had refused to collaborate with federal immigration officials. It's straightforward: follow the law, honor the law, and do not hinder federal immigration and law enforcement officials when they are simply attempting to eliminate threats to public safety from our communities. Leavitt indicated that this executive order could pave the way for more federal lawsuits against cities, states, and counties that deliberately limit cooperation with ICE. She also referenced previous efforts to withhold federal funding from sanctuary jurisdictions, noting that such moves had faced significant legal challenges. Tom Homan's perspective: enforcement and public safety. Mass deportation campaign. Border czar Tom Homan provided detailed commentary on the administration's enforcement efforts. He described an ongoing mass deportation campaign, emphasizing that the administration was complying with court orders, but would continue to forge ahead with removals of undocumented immigrants. Homan issued a stark warning to undocumented migrants: if you fail to leave the United States, we will issue monetary fines of up to $995 a day. He also stressed that having a U.S. citizen child would not exempt individuals from deportation, framing this as a necessary step to restore the integrity of U.S. immigration law. Targeting public safety threats. Homan repeatedly justified the administration's actions by citing cases of violent crime committed by undocumented immigrants. He referenced specific tragedies, such as the deaths of Laken Riley and Rachel Moran, to underscore the human cost of illegal immigration. Homan argued that every arrest of a public safety threat made the country safer, and that officials who impeded ICE operations, such as the recent arrest of a judge for allegedly obstructing removals, were failing in their duty to protect communities. Any public official, whether you're mayor, city councilman, or governor, their number one responsibility is protection of communities. And ICE has been clear. We're targeting public safety threats and national security threats. Rhetoric and messaging, combative tone and media critique. Challenging the legacy media. Throughout the briefing, Leavitt adopted a combative tone toward the mainstream press, accusing many outlets of failing to report on President Biden's alleged cognitive decline and suggesting that right-leaning journalists had been unfairly marginalized for raising such issues. She cited a recent statement by journalist Alex Thompson, who won an award for reporting on Biden's health issues, as evidence that the mainstream media had been slow to acknowledge stories that were already widely known among the public. Direct appeals to the public. Both Leavitt and Homan made direct appeals to the American public, positioning the administration as champions of law and order and defenders of American families. Homan, in particular, spoke emotionally about his experiences with victims of cartel violence and human trafficking, arguing that illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. Ivy talked to little girls as young as 9 years old who were raped multiple times by cartel members. Every illegal alien we arrest public safety threat, one at a time, makes this country safer. Policy details and legislative agenda. Reconciliation package and border wall funding. Leavitt highlighted ongoing efforts to pass a solid reconciliation package in Congress, which would provide additional funding for ICE and Border Patrol agents and continue construction of the border wall. She noted that the administration was working closely with Speaker Johnson and Senate Majority Leader Thune to advance this legislation. Enforcement of registration requirements. Homan reminded undocumented immigrants of their legal obligations under 8 U.S.C. 1302, emphasizing that federal law requires all aliens present in the United States for more than 30 days to register with the government. He warned that ICE was actively searching for those in violation of immigration laws and that the administration would use all available remedies to enforce compliance. Questions from the press, new media, and international concerns. Free speech and international trade. A notable exchange occurred when a British journalist asked about the role of free speech in ongoing US-UK trade negotiations. Leavitt reaffirmed the administration's commitment to free speech as a core American value but did not provide specific details on how it factored into trade talks. Human rights and deportation policy. Reporters also pressed Leavitt and Homan on the administration's handling of families with U.S. citizen children. Homan insisted that parental choice was respected in deportation proceedings, and that the administration was keeping families together when requested, countering criticism that deportations would lead to family separations. Sanctuary cities, legal and political battle lines. Federal versus local authority. The executive order targeting sanctuary cities reignited the long-standing conflict between the federal government and local jurisdictions over immigration enforcement. Leavitt framed the issue as one of public safety, while critics argued that forced cooperation with ICE would erode trust between immigrant communities and local law enforcement, making cities less safe. Legal experts noted that similar efforts in Trump's first term had been met with resistance in the courts, and it remained to be seen whether the new executive order would withstand judicial scrutiny. Broader implications, shifting the narrative, redefining the press briefing. The inclusion of new media and social media influencers in the briefing room represents a significant shift in how the administration communicates with the public. By broadening access, the White House aims to bypass perceived media gatekeepers and reach audiences directly, particularly those who consume news via non-traditional channels. Polarization and public opinion. The administration's hardline stance on immigration and its confrontational approach to the media are likely to deepen existing political divisions. Supporters view the crackdown on illegal immigration as a necessary restoration of law and order, while critics warn of humanitarian consequences and the erosion of civil liberties. Conclusion. The April 28, 2025 press conference led by Karoline Leavitt and Tom Homan marked a defining moment in the Trump administration's second term. It showcased a White House determined to reshape both border policy and the media landscape. Leveraging executive authority, legislative action, and direct communication to advance its agenda, by foregrounding border security and targeting sanctuary cities. The administration signaled its commitment to aggressive immigration enforcement. At the same time, its embrace of new media reflects a broader strategy to control the narrative and engage with a changing American public, as legal challenges mount and the debate over immigration intensifies. The impact of these policies and the administration as novel approach to press relations will continue to reverberate across the nation.